beautiful. What are you doing stood there on your own?
I'm waiting for my sister.
Do you want a drink while you wait?
No, you're all right. We're leaving soon.
So tell me, which one is your sister?
The woman with the blonde hair and the red dress.
Doesn't look much like your sister. Guess you have all the looks. So, you don't want to drink? You want to dance? Come on, I won't bite.
Oh, wasn't meant to be. I think we're going home now.
I don't think your sister is going anywhere, you know.
A lot of smouldering going on there. Billie, welcome to the programme. Nice to
you.
see you.
Nice to see
I
you.
mean, it's an interesting plot written by, as we say, Kay Mellor, because
Yeah.
it draws on her mother's experience,
Right,
doesn't
it's
it?
about her mother, yeah. So it was a play originally, and she's now adapted it for the screen, and it comes in 2 parts. And yeah, I mean, it must be quite an emotional one for her, because I mean, her mother just told her one day about this big secret she'd been harbouring about her love for Krajewski and her Polish neighbour, and it's desperately sad. It's a sad one.
Yes, without giving away the end.
I know, I was just thinking, how do I...
but just rein it in there, so we don't know what happens at the end.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's sad in the sense that here she is in this marriage with a husband who clearly loves her, but she feels like she needs some sort of escape. There she is using up her money to buy him a fish cake on a Friday.
I know, he loves fish cakes. Yeah, I mean, they don't talk a great deal. It's all very practical, and he goes to work all day long and she stays at home with her child and is a loyal, kind of loving housewife, we think, but she's slightly distracted and it leads to trouble.
It seems so different from the modern role of the woman now. I mean, you're a working mum yourself.
Yeah.
When you were given the role, how did you think, right, I've got to research this 1950s housewife role? Where did you go? What did you do?
Well, my grandparents have similar stories, and of a time of just being at home and being, taking care of their husband, and all very poor, and it was a tough time. You know, there wasn't Facebook or Twitter or ways of kind of venting their emotions, and it was tricky. So I thought about that, but also the fact that, you know, I'm in a young marriage with my first child, and so there were similarities there.
Were there? What sort of similarities?
Or just that...
Was it the because there's a feeling of isolation here.
Yeah.
You know, that, as you say, there was no way of sort of connecting with friends, no way of getting out of the house sometimes.
I know, well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I have a great circle of friends, and so I get to kind of, you know, vent the way I feel endlessly. I mean, probably too much. But you know, it's a testing time, whether it was, you know, in the 50s or now, and, you know, it's tricky having a baby for the first time, and being part of a young marriage. You know, it's an emotional time.
I read in the papers, and you can say whether this is true or not, that after you'd had your baby, you went through quite a low patch. Don't know whether it was postnatal depression or not. This is what they suggested. But
yeah, no, it was definitely not postnatal depression.
What were you feeling then after?
Well, I just you know, tired. Really, it's as simple as that.
I know what that's like. Yeah.
You know, it's just a tiring time, but it's certainly not as dramatic as it's been painted. It certainly wasn't postnatal depression. Someone suggested that it was, and I knew that it didn't feel like that, and I didn't think it warranted a kind of medication or anything. It didn't really feel I'd reached that point. So, you know, I was just being honest and saying it was a testing time.
Yeah. Best thing to do, put the baby in the pram, get out, get some fresh air.
Yeah. Get walking. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We've got another clip from the programme. Let's have a look.
What is it, Betty? Come on, you can tell me. It can't be that bad. Seen somebody? You're joking. You? Look, Miss Prim and Proper.
No, it's not like that.
It's what?
It's that bloke I danced with. Remember we saw him in the park when we were walking home?
Yeah.
Turns out he lives in my block.
Bloody hell, Betty, not on your doorstep, girl.
I can't help it. I didn't plan it like that. I didn't even know. I can't wait to see him. I feel like I'm alive when I'm with him. I feel like...
Have you been with him?
I love him, Margaret.
You have, haven't you?
And he really loves me.
And just to explain to the viewer, this is broken up into two parts, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're in the first part.
I'm in the 50s.
You're in the 50s.
And Sue Johnson is Betty in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she shows us what it's like to sort of live with that, having gone through that affair, and an enormous secret. So it's interesting. Now, there were suggestions that you might be upping and going to America. No. Tell me that's not true.
No, it's not true. I've just spent I just spent a week out there, kind of looking around, seeing if there's any jobs.
Yeah.
But I have no immediate plans to go out there.
Did you like it? Did you like what you saw?
Yeah, it's very different to the UK, and it's it's very work, and I think it could probably be quite lonely.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's sunny and there are hummingbirds, and it's pretty.
What would you do? Would you take, if there was something there that you fancied, would you take Lawrence and Winston with you?
Well, that would be the plan, but obviously Lawrence is an actor too, and so you have to consider those things as well, and whether it's worth, upping your family and moving. It's you can't just kind of make those decisions, lightly anymore. You've got a lot to consider. So, but I mean, it would be nice, I suppose.
And there's a lot of work for you here. We were saying, actually, the last time you were here was a couple of years ago, and we were asking whether that's when you left Doctor Who. But you left Doctor Who in 2005, wasn't it?
I think it was 2005 or 2006. I can't really remember.
It seems a long time ago.
Yeah.
We got a new companion. I know you haven't seen her yet, though,
No, I haven't, but apparently she's lovely. And I know Matt Smith as well, who's brilliant. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
And you don't feel in any way, what are they doing together? I should be back there. Do you miss it?
Yeah, I suppose I do miss it. But I suppose it was quite a few years ago now. So I've got over that. But I'm sure David's going through it at the moment.
But
because it must be a tough time for him.
Yeah, it must be. Billie, it's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Thank you.
Really nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming in. So